Welcome to Applenet Live, and I'm Kanchan Verma. And today, you know that in the series of great rishis of India, we are discussing about Agastya Rishi. He is a very profound personality, and he is very famous, not in India, but also in Indian subcontinent. Agastya was the Indian sage of Hinduism in traditional Indian tradition. He is noted as influential scholar in diverse language of Indian subcontinent. He and his wife Lopamudra are celebrated author of hymn in Sanskrit and text Rigveda and other Vedic literature. The hymn composed by Agastya are known as verbal play, smiles, puzzles, puns, and striking imaginary embedded within his spiritual messages. Agastya appeared in numerous Itihas and Puran, including the major Ramayana and Mahabharata. He is one of the seven most celebrated Saptarishi in the Vedic text, and he is also considered as Tamil Siddhar, which is, somebody who has attained a position of Siddhi, a position of spirituality, a position of equal to the God, and that too in the area of Shaivism, because he is a staunch believer in God Shiva. And when we talk about Tamil tradition, the Tamil tradition is also grammar is invented by Agastya Rishi in Tamil literature. And he is also pioneer in the development of Tambra Panyan medicine, which is related to copper vessel medicines. And spiritually also there are many Shiva center and Sri Lanka and South India. He is also considered as the ultimate Puranic literature author. Now, when we talk about Agastya Rishi, and it is very, very important to mention about Agastya Samhita, his written book. And it is considered as, he can be considered very easily about skill which he was having, which is of gemology. That means he has a very unique art of understanding gems and jewelry, and in several other Sanskrit texts on gem, and also credited to him, he has written the various influences and various types of gems and how you can make jewelry out of it. In Tamil tradition, Agastya is considered as the father of Tamil language, as I told you. He is also compiler of Tamil grammar. Agastya has been a cultural hero in Tamil tradition. According to legend in Puranic and epic, the ascetic sage Agastya proposed to Lopamudra, a princess born in the kingdom of Vidarbha. Her parents were unwilling to bless the engagement because they are concerned that she won't be able to live with this lifestyle of Agastya, who was living in jungle, who was not having any house, and they were thinking that how this princess can live in jungle with a rishi who is not be able to give provide luxuries of a palace. But the legend says that Lopamudra accepted him as a husband, saying that Agastya has the wealth of aesthetic living. Her own youth will fade with the season, but Agastya's wealth of virtue that makes him right person for her. So therefore, Lopamudra was married to Agastya, and she became wife. But in other version, it was also said that after the marriage, Lopamudra said she demands Agastya to provide her basic comfort, and a demand that she cannot live in jungle like this, and a demand that ends up forcing Agastya to return to the society and earn wealth. So going forward, according to many legends, it is said that he loved his wife very much, and he considered this request. The two legend which is related to his ashram, it is said that he lived in many places in India, and according to few legend, it is said that northwest Maharashtra on the bank of river Godavari, he was having a ashram near Nasik, and that still called as Agastya Puri. And sometimes historian also say that his ashram was at Uttar Pradesh, which is near Kannauj. And a part of this, there are many variation about his ashram where he lived. Some people say that he was having an ashram at Satpura range near Madhya Pradesh. In Ramayana, Agastya and Loputra as described as the living in Dandak Van in the south slope of Vindhya mountain. God Ram praised Agastya as one who can do things which God finds impossible. So his aura, his personality was like that he was required by everyone when there is a very difficult aspect of any problem comes in front of him. So he praised him like this. Ram also described that one sage Agastya asked Vindhya mountain to lower themselves so that sun, moon and living being could easily pass over. So he is also described as such as a sage who used his dharma to kill the demons, and there are many stories regarding this, and his role of spreading Vedic traditions and Sanskrit is emphasized in many instances, while in South India tradition, his role is spreading irrigation, agriculture, and of course the development of Tamil language, which is emphasized by many historians. There's a very interesting story which goes how a North Indian sage Agastya shifted to South. It is said that once in Skand Puran that the whole world visited the Himalaya when Shiva was about to wed Parvati, and this caused earth to tip to one side. Then Shiva requested Agastya to go to South region to restore the equilibrium. So thus Agastya migrated to South and on Shiva's behest, and when you really go in South India and other southern part of Indian subcontinent, you will find many temples of Agastya. He is being prayed as a god in temples. Several Buddhist texts also mention Agastya about so many contribution in many of his deeds. Now, when we come towards his contribution, I was telling you that in several Buddhist texts mention Agastya, and in even Java and Sumatra, there's a mention of Agastya Rishi and his contribution in many of the texts. He was particularly popular in Java due to his teaching of Shiv and Siddharth, which is easily accepted by Jaivinian society. He introduced the Vedic science and the Sanskrit script in these areas. His mention is also found in Cambodia, Vietnam and other region. In early mentioned of Agastya is traceable to about 1st million CE, but in 11th century, Jaivinian language mentioned Agastya Parva, which is a remarkable combination of philosophy and mythology. I would also like to mention that he is also credited for inventing dry cell. For this, I mean, if you recall that most people give credit to Benjamin Franklin for discovery of electricity, and this is how Benjamin Franklin had been the greatest scientific mind of his time. He was interested in many areas of science and he made many discoveries, invented many things including bifocal glass. And going forward, in 1880, when Karl Gassner, a German scientist, invented the first dry cell. But do you know that in ancient text of Agastya Samhita described the method of making electric battery, and that water can be split into oxygen and hydrogen, and modern battery cells resemble Agastya method of generating electricity. For generating electricity, sage Agastya use the following material: one earthen pot, one copper plate, and copper sulfate, and wet sawdust, and zinc amalgam. He also mentioned in his book in a Sanskrit text, and the meaning of the Sanskrit text is that place a well cleaned copper plate in an earthenware vessel, cover it with by copper sulfate, and then moist. It is said then you moist the sawdust. After that, put a mercury amalgamated zinc sheet on top of the sawdust to avoid polarization. The contact will produce energy and known by the twin name of Mitra Varuna. Water will split by the current into Pranvayu and Udan Vayu. So this is how in Sanskrit text the whole process is being described. A chain of 100 zar is said to have given very effective force. When a cell was prepared according to Agastya Samhita and measured it, it gives open circuit voltage as 1.138 volt and short circuit current as 33 mA. So you see, the Agastya is credited. He was a very great literary person. He has also great knowledge of gems and stone and how to make jewelry. A part of this, he is also credited of invention of dry cell making. So going forward, I would like to ask our viewers to share their ideas and their knowledge about this great sage of India, which is being popular, especially not only in North but also in South India. And we will find many temples of Agastya Rishi, especially in southern part of Indian subcontinent. So this was something which I wanted to share with you about Agastya. He is one of the greatest Saptarishi of Indian subcontinent, Indian history and Hinduism. So till next time we meet, I will look forward for your messages about this great Rishi of India. Till then, bye bye. Take care.